Hugh Starfell's world is shifting. His wife lies murdered, and now he must remarry to secure his house. The Mad King has granted him crownlands, and with them, the chance to seize the untamed dragons that stalk the skies. But even as crowns glitter and fire stirs, Hugh sharpens daggers in the dark. For in the shadows of Dorne, a rebellion is being born, and when it rises, the Seven Kingdoms will burn. Hello everybody and welcome back once again to our Game of Thrones story. Lord Hugh Strongarm Starfell is 60 years of age and still feeling fine. Outside of the fact that we're slightly put out by the fact that our previous wife, Lady Nevia, was murdered at 37 by none other than our sister, Lady Janice the Quiet Star Starfell. Now she is currently in prison and most likely going to stay there. If she wasn't family, we would certainly execute her, but I am not a fan of picking up the Kinslayer trait, and similarly, any other ways in which we would negotiate her release all feel too lenient. So she's going to stay there for now. Hopefully, she doesn't escape. She might demand a trial by combat, and then we will see how that goes. In the meantime, though, let me make sure that I grab your dragon Sunfire and put him into the dragon pit. Obviously, as well, we have recently managed to swindle the crownlands from King Damien, the lunatic king of the Iron Throne here. He has given us all of this land, which is very nice indeed, not only for having more land and making him a little bit weaker, but also since there are dragons, including Baelifax here, that we now have the opportunity to capture, as Baelifax is located inside of Old Yor, which is now technically inside of our lands. Baelifax is also a female dragon, so we'll be very keen to attempt to capture you in 122 days. Speaking of dragons, there is also Turgon here that can be captured. Not even sure exactly what their sex is yet. Male is assumed though. There is then the young dragon Prumiax as well that we can also capture. So in time, we'll work on picking up all of those, and to be honest, even if we end up losing the Crownland rather unceremoniously, it's still worth it for the ability just to pick those dragons up. Speaking of Valyria, our cultural acceptance is up at 38%. This is going to be slow, like I mentioned previously. Now, there were some suggestions for how to actually increase this. One of them was to actually do a grand tour, which can supposedly help it. The other was to do a grand marriage with a actual High Valyrian themselves. Marrying the two people of those different cultures off can apparently increase the acceptance. Although, in a little bit of research I've been doing, I'm not sure if that might work a little bit differently inside of this mod, but regardless, maybe we'll get up to some of that today. I mean, we need to marry ourselves off anyway, so you may as well try and find an actual High Valyrian woman here that we can actually marry ourselves off to. Let's do grand wedding. Who do we have here? Visera Velaryon is interesting at 18 years of age. There are some Targaryens in here as well, but they are quite a bit younger. You know what? You're 18. You are as well, but you have a negative trait. Let's go for Visera Velaryon here, purely for her culture. Unsurprisingly, they have accepted the betrothal with Hugh here, who holds 5 Lord Paramouncies and a ton of dragons. Let's plan this. We're not going to do a bloody wedding today, but I think it would be a shame if we finish this series without eventually doing one. Likely, when we start to really push for our independence, this could be a fantastic way to clean up a rival dynasty that might be bothering us. But for now, just a normal grand wedding. As is tradition, we will host this inside of Starfall itself. I won't take flight, only because I think that actually reduces my entourage. I want as many people as possible at this. I would love if there was an intent specific to actually improving our two cultures. There isn't, unfortunately, so we will just focus on recreation. Thankfully, though, gold is not an issue, so we can max out the venue, which shouldn't be an issue, and let's get this going. While we wait for the wedding to kick off, though, we do now have the ability to attempt to capture Baelifax. Let's go for this. This would be absolutely tremendous if we could pull this off. 76% chance for Darian. Make it happen, son. Yes, there we go. Another female dragon inside of our dragon pit. Please lay some eggs. You already have 4 children. Let's get some more going. Also, many people were talking about the dragon egg that we had in our possession. I believe that's currently back in our court. Yes, it is. So this one here is petrified. Now, people did mention about the fact that, you know, there's mods or, you know, specific ways inside of this mod to make it that the egg is no longer petrified, try and hatch it anyway and whatnot. There's differing sort of opinions in that space, but there was one super in-depth comment which spoke about the fact that given the timeline of our game, it's not actually possible for us to get those events to actually like hatch a dragon egg or that like esoteric hatching. There's probably a way to mod it in. It could be to do with the timestamps, but at the very least, I'm not missing anything at the moment. We just don't have that option available to us. I believe the esoteric dragon hatchings come after the Dance of the Dragons timestamp, so that could explain it. That is not a problem for us though, as we have 12,000 prestige once again, so we are going to buy another artifact claim, again from the Prestain family, but this time for a green dragon egg that was actually laid by Dreamfire. Let us buy that claim, please. That's a lot of prestige, but then let us immediately actually start stealing this artifact. So supposedly, we can't attempt to steal this green dragon egg just yet, though, as we've recently stolen an artifact from Magister Clea, which does make sense, but I have no clue what the actual cooldown is on it. Oh, and look at this. We already have a failed taming attempt on Balefax. Clarice Starfell, our granddaughter, had a go. Have I even taught you dragon lore yet? No, I have not. There we go. Oh my word, it's a sad day. It is a sad day. Right when we felt like we were doing tremendous, capturing so many dragons, Caraxes the Bloodworm is now dead. Died of old age at 244. Caraxes, you were the second dragon we ever had in our dynasty, and the first dragon ever to be ridden by a Starfell other than the ruler. You will be missed, not least by our sister, Lady Irene of Dorne, who is now a dragonless rider. Irene, you have tons of experience though, and there is still plenty of dragons in the pit, so you go and help yourself. And we have Daemon Targaryen here, the grandson of the current king, who is sickly, a bleeder, already near death at 0, but has just hatched a dragon egg in Ziragon here, and also rather interestingly is a Targaryen who worships the old gods. Oh, that's right, it's the son of Aeryn that we were looking at before, who is actually married to the current heir to the throne. Oh, and look at this, we have the death of one of the pirate Danes over here. Captain Doria Dane is dead at 55. The new ruler of the ships of Talon is Captain Micah Dane. Drunkard and irritable seems just about on brand for a pirate. Look at his primary heir, even as an eye patch. They're getting deep into this. This wedding is going absolutely tremendously. We've already found our soulmate in Visera Valarian here. This is going beautifully. Ooh, look at this. We are at the wedding here, and one of the people we're speaking to is Lady Paramount Amanda Baratheon of the Stormlands. Let's agree with Amanda here and see if we can get a friendship with her. Oof, now we're put between Lord Stavrin, the ruthless good brother, that are the rulers of the Stepstones, and Lord Corran, the noble Stark of the North. Let's go and try and be friends with Lord Corran here, because I don't know if good brother will last that long in the Stepstones. Oh, she did make a friend. Amazing. Let me pin Lord Corran, the noble Stark here as well. Being best friends with the ruler of the North is very nice indeed. What is important to note though in terms of independence is that because part of the deal of him giving us the crownlands was us leaving the independence faction, we still cannot create another one for about 6 years. So we need to bear that in mind because timing matters a lot with this. I don't want to spend those 6 years trying to get a blackmail hook on, say, Amanda Baratheon here, only for her to not be in charge by the time we actually start that faction. So I'm going to try and maybe start fabricating some hooks here and there, but slowly at first until we know who definitely will be in power. Speaking of power, our granddaughter Clarice Starfell here can marry. Realistically, I think I will marry her matrilineally just in case, considering she's already tried to tame a dragon once. What the hell is this? Party animal. Bored, bored, bored. It seems that no matter what I do, I can't shake this feeling of ennui. Though I have tried to find solace in the feasts and balls going on, I can't help but feel that I'm simply going through the motions. They're all so samey. I need something more, something new. As I ponder what to do, I think of Green Comet. Surely none have ever partied with a dragon before. Perhaps I could use Green Comet to liven up this feast hall tonight. There hath never been a party like a dragon party. 54% chance we get successful dragon party. 45% chance we get feast hall destroyed by a dragon. Let's give it a go. We have to see what happens. The guests are delighted by Green Comet and we gain successful dragon party. Could you imagine going back and telling Valor Sand that one day his dynasty would host a party for dragons, let alone ride them? The other very important thing to note in terms of our expansion is that we are hardcore at our vassal limit here. We can have one more county and that's it in terms of vassals. So that's why I've somewhat slowed my roll with those draconic conquests. Initially, we were going to go straight into Volantis, but realistically, until we are an emperor who can have kings under us, we are somewhat at our limit, which is why the focus is so much on independence. And in case anybody didn't see the previous episodes or wants a refresher, the reason why we are not just starting a claimant faction for the throne and instead going for independence is that our goal is to gain our independence, found a brand new empire, and then go to war against the Iron Throne as an outside empire and try and ultimately show that not only do we need to rule the Iron Throne, we're going to rule an empire even greater than it. Speaking of being greater than the Iron Throne, Turgon is now available for capture as well. Let's give it a go. Darian, you're up, my friend. There we go. Darian playing a blinder here. That is Turgon in the pit now as well. I'm going to marry my son, Sir Uther Starfell, off here to probably Majel Targaryen. Do you have the congenital trait or do I? Where's Hale coming from here? Oh no, she does have Hale. Okay, very nice. And also claims on the stepstone, so you never know. Oh, and look at this. Darian's finally figured out that Sarnor, the dragon we captured ages ago from basically off map, is indeed a male. Oh, this is the event that would have been incredible to get if it was between Stone Dornish and High Valyrian. Unfortunately though, it's between Stone Dornish and Lyseni. We'll host a small festival, it can't hurt. Oh, and then we get the same one again, but for a Sand Dornish. Please give me High Valyrian. Unfortunately, not, but we will still keep working towards those events, as that would be incredible speeding that up. Oh, look at this. Is the king reneging on his debt? The time has come to repay the loan you granted me. However, at this time I cannot pay the loan in full, but shall provide the interest for the last 5 years. I promise that I shall have what I owe in 5 more years. I hope you understand, my loyal vassal. Okay, it's better than nothing, but we really, really want that full 2,000 that we gave him back. Oh, and our first son with our new wife Hugh was born. Things you love to see. Oh, look at this. Death of a dragon rider. Boss Magon, the handsome Targaryen, is dead. That now means that his dragon Corzion is now wild and also up for capture. Tremendous. It is a sad day, though. Who is the new ruler of the Mere Bandits? It's Boss Jaenara Targaryen. Do you have a dragon? Oh, no, you don't. Is this the end of dragons inside of the Mere Bandits? The king wants to grant us a vassal. Thankfully, it is just a count because we actually couldn't control holding more than just one extra vassal here, but we'll take this for now. Uh-oh, I did not even see it on the map because it's not very obvious, but there is famine fever inside of our capital here, which is green fever. So it's a catastrophic health penalty, not fantastic. I fear it might be a little late to actually seclude ourselves here, but it probably is worth doing. Oof, and maybe just in time. Could still be too late though, but unfortunately, the next event after secluding ourselves is our wife gaining green fever. Successful treatment at least, and more children being born into House Starfell. We can now also attempt to capture Corzion. Let's give this a go. Darian, in you go. 3 for 3. Yes, it is 3 for 3. Very nice. Oh boy, what is this? Lord Elfred has accused Perrin Dorbach, a nobleman from Redmarch, of having an extramarital affair with his cousin, Lady Lyanne. How could he defile the sanctity of his marriage? Now, she is our vassal. We could have her arrested, but I think instead we will leave them with their adulterer Stain, but gain some opinion with them by not arresting them just yet. Probably going to prioritize upgrading some of these special buildings first. We currently hold Sartagon here, which can be upgraded to the Great Dragon Keep of Valyria. Nice bit of holding taxes, but I'll actually take just the small boost to stress loss as well. Our wife has recovered from green fever. That is tremendous news. I don't think it's that intense of a plague. It is only classed as minor. Still 59 deaths, though. Oh, another death of a dragon rider, and the dragon died as well. This is very interesting. It seems like Princess Rhaenys died. You can see here that she succumbed to fatal apoplexy on the 7th of First Moon, 297 AC, the exact same day that Ancilligon flew away in the direction of Valyria. Maybe a bond so strong that Ancilligon didn't even want to be around anymore once he lost his rider. Well, secluding myself did not help. We now have green fever at 63, and it's not looking good, folks. Let me just make sure everything is okay with my heir here. 44 years of age, getting up there, actually. 3 daughters and 2 grandsons. Okay, that should work. That should not be an issue. And you are married off to a Lannister as well. A Lannister whose brother now actually controls the Westerlands. Oh, of course, right when I'm about to die, we then actually get the ability to start a steel artifact scheme for the Green Dragon Egg. Listen, we have to try it. We have to try it. Let's try and decrease the phase length. Maybe we can get away with this. Oh my word, this letter scared the crap out of me. Greetings, my serene vassal. I've come to the conclusion that for the greater good of something, comma, Lord Hugh of Dorne must be placed as a vassal under my direct authority. Thankfully, though, he doesn't want Dorne. He just wants the vassal back that he initially gave us. That's fine. You can have it back. Oh, look at this. Even Lord Corran the Noble Stark loses 20 opinion of the king because he retracted my best friend's vassal. That's incredible. Oh my word, we've recovered. We've actually recovered. I was not expecting that at 63 years of age, but we will take it. We live to fight another day. That does mean that we should have a chance to actually fire our scheme here. The issue, however, is that we are not really going to be able to get it much further than 56% because she has redoubled her guards, which is not surprising when you get a dragon egg robbed out from under you. We have the ability to petition the king again, but I've just realized he's now our rival. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. Seemingly, when he retracted our vassal, I mean, I don't think we'd be too mad about that, to be honest with you. The crownlands isn't really our final play, but we probably won't go to King's Landing to petition the king if he's our rival. We know better than that. At least we have time, though. Because I'm not about to die anymore, I can continue to let this scheme get more and more advantages, so we can execute it with 20, and hopefully that should be enough. Would I like a pet dog? Yes, I would. Why not? We will name this dog Cosmos. I feel like that's fitting in the star, meteor, dawn type of lore and aesthetic. What a great name. Ooh, very nice. Innovation discovered. Let us have a look at this. I think it's our first high Steel Age one. Yes, it is. Late medieval era fortification buildings. That is massive. We're very close to finishing cranes as well, actually. 23 months, and we get the late medieval era economic buildings. Then from there, ideally, we'd probably want the, where is it? Standing armies here for an even bigger number of men-at-arms regiments. That will be critical. And then we really just need to get our independence, form an empire, and then topple the Iron Throne. Simple as that. I reckon one more episode and that'll be it. Since he's our best friend, I may as well also propose an alliance with Lord Corran the Noble Stark here as well. That can't hurt. Again, it won't help us in terms of independence. We know that that requires a hook of some sort, but maybe the king might annoy, even if just 1 or 2 other Lord Power Mounts enough that they'd be willing to join me. that could be all that we need. In this case though, Corran is on good terms with his liege. Difficult not to when he has that many dragons. He also has cultural emissary as well, which is very nice. Like, there is an argument that our 10,000 or now 20,000 prestige that we spent actually trying to steal those dragon eggs could have been better spent trying to actually establish a new tradition inside of Stone Dornish. But the problem is that from the beginning, we have focused on a hybrid culture with High Valyrian. That progress is just relatively slow. What I am going to do for now is put my spy master on finding secrets in the Vale here. Let's just do a quick tour of trying to find secrets around the different Lord Paramountsies to see if we can find somebody with some dirty secrets that we can blackmail them with. Okay, we are at cover every angle with our steal a dragon egg scheme here. We're only at 53%. But maybe this will help. This does take us up to 73%. Come on. Yes, 2 for 2. The green dragon egg is ours. Hopefully, this one won't actually be petrified. Let's see. The question is, who do we give this egg to? I wouldn't mind giving it to maybe one of Caswyn's sons here, like Adam and whatnot. But I don't know if there's a disadvantage to giving a dragon egg to a child the older they are. I do wonder if it would be better, at least for the first one, to actually give it to our head dragon keeper to see if he would actually be able to hatch it for us. Nope, not the tan dragon egg. That is petrified, but let's go for the green dragon egg. Also, I think my entire core positions were wiped out by the plague. Let's get this fixed. Not only do we have an egg, but we could also have another female dragon captured here in Prumiax, which would actually be probably one of the best female dragons to capture, given that it's so young. Come on, Darian, in you go. Darian strikes again. Probably one of the greatest dragon keepers we've ever had. If he can hatch that egg, I will raise him to nobility. When he's later on in life, though, and of no actual use to us. How many dragons does that bring us to? 6 owned and 4 tamed. Speaking of previously Valserix passes on. I believe this dragon previously was in the dragon pit in King's Landing. If so, that would be incredible. It may have been wild though, but either way, that's another female dragon out of the world, which bothers us a lot less now that we have some, because it just means less eggs for others. Also, something we haven't done yet, but definitely should do, is actually hold a funeral for our murdered wife. Probably should have done this before we had a grand wedding with our new wife, but it's fine. We'll keep this one low-key. Aeryn Targaryen here, the man who is married to the heir to the Iron Throne. Well, I believe she's still the heir. Is that still the case? No, she's not. She's second in line. I've been saying that all the time, but it's actually Rhaenyra Targaryen here who's actually the heir. But still, a man very close to the line of succession at 21 years of age has taken to the skies on Bantis Daria, which is not a dragon I think we've even seen before. I'm gonna marry my other grandson, Silas Starfell here, off to Rhaella Targaryen, because why not? High Valyrian at the very least. Ooh, and look at this. Uthor Starfell, 19 years of age, and he is straight away bonded with Corzion, a dragon not long in the pit. We still don't even know its gender, but that is fantastic to see. Looks like the king is retracting another vassal off of us, which, to be honest, I will happily accept. On decline, what would happen? We would rise up in rebellion, but the problem is it's very difficult to know who would join us if we rebelled this way. I would like to do that, but if it's just us versus him, we still get smashed, in my opinion. So for now, we'll accept. Hopefully, he will just continue to annoy everybody while we work on trying to get some hooks on other Lord Paramounts. Inspiration from the sky. I am fond of journaling and have been for some time. I find that it helps me to keep my thoughts in order and to keep track of my life. Yet after my last ride on Green Comet, I find myself even more inspired than usual. The words race across the page, an inspired description of a city from the air. Before I know it, I filled up the manuscript with the tale of our earlier ride and feel better than ever. Such inspiration, I must ride again soon. That is incredible though, and that is a tome that no doubt future generations will lead. Ooh, what is this? You acquired Caraxes' skull from Arene. My sister died. Arene died as a dragonless rider. I can't lie though, that is absolutely incredible that we have Caraxes' skull as a large wall ornament. Let's get that on straight away. We will host a funeral, I promise. Aw, come on. Only the Red Keep or a capital in the Freehold can display this artifact. That's a shame. Well, as soon as we take the actual Iron Throne for ourselves, we'll make sure to display it. I feel like there'll be no shortage of artifacts by then, though. I know we've just hosted a funeral, but we have to host one for Arene. Arene was a huge part of our story, and we were essentially the brother and sister duo that initiated some of those dragon wars for our dynasty. You have to wait 4 years, though. Sorry about that, Arene. King Damien would like to bury the hatchet and let us stop being rivals. I'm going to say you're groveling before me. The father is good, and he'll lose another 15 opinion of us. We do need to be a little bit careful with that, though, because we don't want to annoy him so much to the point that he actually starts to declare war on us before we start our independence. We have been finding quite a few secrets in the Vale, but none on the key man Jandon Aaron here just yet. Having a look around the different Lord Paramountcy holdings as well, and unfortunately in the Westerlands and the Vale there's no spies available, but we do have Magon here who would be willing to spy for us inside of the Reach, so we should definitely contact him. Here he is. Let me recruit you as a spy. You don't even want a bribe either. You're just paranoid. Don't like the Lord Paramount, so that's fine. Recruit a spy. Now, I am curious if that means he will just report to us every so often, or we just have more intel on their court. I'm not sure, but let's see. Meanwhile, are there any potential spies in the Stormlands? No, there is not. Okay. Could be an idea to rotate back into intrigue as we get closer to declaring our independence here. There is obviously the spider tree here as well, which helps a lot with actually recruiting those spies. We've just finished Cranes. Up next, going to go for Standing Armies. That is a 26-year wait, however, so it might not happen in time. To be honest, all of these are very, very nice, and we certainly want all of them, but I think getting our army up to scratch is probably most important right now. We can ask our Head of Faith for gold again as well. 250 piety, and every zealot vassal losing 10 opinion of us for 1500 gold is always a fair deal. And you know what? I think I will rotate back into intrigue for the time being. We could finish Schemer, which would be relatively nice as well. +5 intrigue at the bottom there. But I think heading down Spider would be for the best. We will, of course, go back into the Skullduggery focus. I'm aware we might not have an insane amount of time as Hugh here. We are 66. It may have to actually be Caswyn here who leads the rebellion. But for now, let's try and lay the groundwork. What is my spy master up to here? Lady Alira, the Mad Flame of Brimstone. In my work at the court of Lord Jandon, that is the ruler of the Vale, who's actually sick at the moment. What do you have? Green fever. Oh boy. I have failed to find any secrets his court musician Osbert might possess. However, the truth does not have to stop us. It would be simple to make sure that Osbert suddenly did have secrets he would not want to get out. I am not trying to get a strong hook on Lord Jandon's musician. I want a strong hook on Lord Jandon himself. Don't do that for now. It's perfectly fine. And to be honest, even if it was Lord Jandon, not the best timing, seeing as though he might die soon. Oh, and look at this. We have potential spies in the Stormlands as well. Makar here. Hello, my friend. Would you like to spy for me? Yes, you would. Incredible. There we go. That's a spy in the Stormlands now as well. We can also get a spy inside of Dragonstone. That would be very nice indeed. Maegor, my friend, welcome to the network. So we now have 3 spies at our disposal. 1 in Dragonstone, 1 in the Reach, and 1 in the Stormlands. Let's keep trying to build this up for now. Oh no, Casella died. How did you die? Oh, the pox. Oh no. No, Visenion died at the same time. What is that about? Why are all the dragons dying along with their riders? What is happening there? Oh, Visenion was our other female as well. That is a tough one to swallow. If somebody knows what's going on with the dragons dying the same day as their rider, that would be great to know. Oh my god, really? Another plague that I missed that comes in the exact same area? Sunhouse Pox? Oh, look at this. The king actually paid back his loan. 1800 gold. A pleasure doing business with you. It is very nice at least to get that goal back before declaring war against him, because then we'd never get it. What is this? Someone's trying to murder Clarice? Well, at least you found it. Hopefully they will just abandon it now. Lady Janice of Dorne has died in our prison as a known murderer from the pox itself. Thankfully, Sunfire didn't die. I was very afraid that it was glitched and every dragon would die whenever their rider did. But no, Sunfire the Golden is all good. Wait, hold on. Flying around the ruins. I specifically remember putting you in my dragon pit. Why are you flying around the ruins over here? What is going on? Truthfully, we might have to recapture Sunfire. It was the same with that other dragon that was just over here as well. Somewhat like off map. I don't know if it just means that they're just like outside of Westeros so we don't know where they are, but eventually we were able to capture that dragon. We should be able to get Sunfire back eventually as well. Oh my word, the pox is absolutely destroying us. I was already secluded as well. Wait, when did I come out of seclusion? I must have been called into war. I was in seclusion. Do no more than what's necessary. He's made it even worse. Just go away. Just go away. Like, you've been a great maester up until this point. Just I want to rest. Our other sister, Lady Daria, is also dead from the pox. Falkiel, are you in the pit? Nope, you're flying around the ruins as well. Amazing. What is happening? Every now and then, there's just these sneaky plagues that come right around our capital here. And eventually, we are taken by the plague as well. Well, officially old age, but the plague did not help. A renowned herbalist, it was said that he could cure all ailments with the right concoction. I don't think we ever healed anything, to be honest with you. Anyway, Lord Caswyn ascends to the throne. Being a talented military tactician, many expect him to lead the realm to many victories on the field of battle. And Green Comet has passed on. Green Comet died the same day I did. What is causing this, though? Are we at a certain timestamp or something where, like, the dragons are starting to, like, leave the world? I was expecting a pop-up if that was the case. That is an awful shame. We are losing dragons as fast as we are gaining them here. Okay, so Caswyn, honest, patient, arbitrary, vengeful, skilled tactician, hunter, strategist, rough terrain expert, flexible leader, knight, skilled fighter, diplomatic courtier, and a social figure. Very focused on martial and diplomacy, not at all on stewardship and intrigue, but very decent prowess as well. And our liege really does not like us. He was not a fan of our father, but he really does not like us. Unfortunately as well, despite the fact that I have my wife helping manage domain, a Castellan focused on stewardship, a really good steward, and everything else. Unfortunately, we are still at 5 out of 4 domain holdings here. We might have to give something else away. Although, we can give Blackmont away again, actually. I forgot that I even gave this to Caswyn years ago. Oh, I really want to just keep building this up. It's such a nice holding if it just wasn't for how nice the ones in Valyria are. Out of curiosity, is there any high Valyrians that we could give this to? I'm not saying it's the move, but there is high Valyrians we could give this to. I do just wonder if granting land to members of that culture would actually help increase the cultural acceptance. I feel like it will, but probably in a very minimal way. But having said that, I know people did not really want me to continue to give land away to my family either, because it's all just a lot of the same symbol, but I think for Blackmont I might make an exception considering we invested so much in building this up. I'm happy to give newly conquered lands away. We're just not really going to be conquering anything for a little while. Let's give it to Sir Uther, actually, our half-brother. I think that makes a ton of sense. He's also a dragon rider. He should hold that faithfully for us. We've also lost the Fields of Glass over here as well. It looks like that was inherited by somebody, so now there is a piece of our lands that technically belongs to the Stormlands, but that won't matter an insane amount when we actually launch our own independence. The good news, though, is that because we are a new character, we can, whenever we want now, create an independence faction against our liege. Before we do that, though, I would certainly like at least 1 or 2 of the other Lord Powermounts to join me in rebellion, as I do think even just their army should help us actually balance the numbers here a bit, because any of them that we can flip to our side will be subtracted from King Damien and granted to us. We did lose our spies when I died, which is unfortunate. We have a 1-year-old Richard Tyrell in control of the Reach. It's still Amanda Troublemaker Baratheon over in the Stormlands. The Vale is still Jandon Arryn, and the Westerlands Davin Lannister, the brother of my wife. No way, I don't believe this. Look at this. The Iron Islands are now ruled by the Good Brothers. What is it that makes this family so good at controlling islands? They've completely taken over from the Greyjoys here, owning both the Iron Islands and the Stepstones. To be fair, they certainly have experience holding islands at the very least, because the Stepstones have been at war for forever. With that though, I'm going to leave this episode here. Independence is very, very close though. Before I leave, if anybody knows why so many dragons are dying off with their rulers, that is a question I would love the answer to. Thank you all so much as always for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. A massive shout out to all of our channel members helping to support the channel and everything that I do here. And as always, a very special shout out to our Emperor's Hands tier in Faustbread, Wyatt Laird, and Kenny IDFK. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.